Ebusian for nim beye in fake a cray trimuque near ye. And Nansen sends so much as a betuja. I just a Nancy name in some odd betuja. I just a Nancy Becca say, or no, oh, your bonia, or cordo, no, they are better about saying near dear. Ye didn't say ye never upon a work in Japan, and the betuja say near Nancy, ye no. Nye no kre yakushi no numpo enecheso yo confirm acheso na wukene Japan de sansem winda betu jam anase so anti asese na wukene Japan ka sansem weni ade ehwe no achesa na se de yin epo na wukene Japan ekopi mu court yedi asam no na wukene Japan etumi afa no ho achese nensam a wokan na no ye no kre na enumu ene ye lawyer adum lawyer po adum oche Edin simbi abetuja. Ebusinya for Anas Ken no asanso aso review. Inti David Abakasho say Plug 2 Media in some preview episode to Asumbiano. And once of a subscribe we will Plug 2 Media. No I share to other platforms no ma comment or comment section I say. And more than fish say we will notification bell so I'm send me at the to Plug 2 Media soon. When you be new when you course or Magana New Year say afternoon. Maybe some swada you know other for coming home. Na menu na ne yonko je ensam no ntremu ne yehua ya sanso aba abedi ho nkomo ensam bebre eka ho merwanse
reputation sa Ghana ni ba ko pe wo ha ono de otum cover the face me se me the force be yi ade no wonim am ya je se mo emrama Anas kwan se on shamas ne mra that day they will jail me I'll beat the shit out of that and take that thing out.
Okay, so that's the Ken Agyapong. But the more you listen to him, the more a lot of things run through your mind. I mean, should investigative journalists have the power to conduct an investigation and decide, I'll show this, I won't show that? And the reason why they don't show what they don't show may be for some people that we may not know. Is that correct? I mean, should a journalist set out to do work, that when the work is finished, it brings opprobrium to his nation? His nation, a journalist, set out to do the work. When the work is finished, it brings opprobrium to his nation. Is that what we are doing? That Anas does the work, and when he's finished, Ghana football has collapsed for since when? 20 whatever. Ghana football is still struggling. We don't even know where we are. We now have Ketu Kriku as GFA president. Everything is gone haywire because of the work Anas did. Is that, I mean, reflecting on it, is that what a journalist should be doing? Yes, Kutu Agyapong, he has something to say about that. Listen, Kutu Agyapong, the former president who was slaughtered by J.J. Rawlings and his cohorts in 1979. This is what he said.
All of us are inside, just like people traveling on a ship. If the ship sinks, we all sink. The ship sinks, we all sink with it. This is what most of them don't understand. They think they are outside the government. The government is a separate entity somewhere. If it is destroyed, fine. We are not saying that those who contribute articles to foreign press are not patriotic. We are not saying that. At least you can earn some foreign exchange when you go on holidays, you go to a nice hotel and enjoy yourself. But what we are saying is that don't destroy your country. If you know what you are writing is wrong, don't do it, because you do your country more harm than good. And this is all the foreign press want. They don't want any developing country to come up to their standard. This you must accept. And once they can use you to destroy your own country, so much the better for them. But if any journalist continues, these who are talking about, very soon I'll ask the Commissioner for National Affairs to read a gist of what, and the AG of what they have done. And you agree with me, some of them were given several warnings. The moment you give a warning, that warning appears on the TV, on the either BBC, or in the paper in overseas paper. So we are saying that you are free to write whatever you want to. You can criticize the government, then we will set up. But don't destroy. See, when you know what you are writing is wrong, it isn't true and it's meant to subvert, to create disaffection, to create confusion in the country, then you are doing more harm than good. Because if the country collapses, you are within it. It doesn't collapse for me or for the colleagues. All of us are inside, just like people traveling on a ship. If the ship sinks, we all sink. The ship sinks, we all sink with it. This is what most of them don't understand. They think they are outside the government. The government is a separate entity somewhere. If it is destroyed, fine.
Very interesting for the man that they said he didn't know how to speak English and all. That's what we came to hear about Agyapong. They made all sorts of jokes about him and all that. This is Agyapong now talking like that. So that's Agyapong speaking very well and a very poignant statement that he made. Now, this statement was done, I'm sure, before Anas was born. And he's talking about people doing things that were untrue. I mean, the people who filmed the Kwesi Nyantakyi, they knew the money that Kwesi Nyantakyi was collecting was not bribe money. It was money that he was collecting to pay for the ticket that he had bought. They were aware. Anas here, he is aware that the money that was given to Mr. Nyantakyi, the football president and who was a executive member of CAF and FIFA, Anas knew that this money is not bribe money. $40,000 is not bribe money for Kwesi Nyantakyi. After all, how much does he earn at FIFA? They knew that the conversation was that this money, Mr. Nyantakyi, is for your tickets. You had bought tickets 2 times to come. He had gone with George Oponwia, bought tickets for him. He's gone there. He's the one Agyapong is talking about. That's my own matter with Anas. Nothing to the case. I'm now going to go on to the case. So let's set it up. All right. So this is Kennedy Agyapong then gets angry with some of this information and then goes to court. Let me have Kennedy Agyapong. Okay, so let me just give this story. I'll roll over that one. Kennedy gets upset with all these stories and then decides that he's going to investigate Anas. So he goes into Anas's stable and is able to get somebody out of that stable and ask him that, what do you people do? The guy is quite unhappy with somehow treatment is being meted to him with Anas because he's not making money, whatever. He thinks Anas has so much money and they who work for him don't have anything, blah, 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 blah. So he decides to talk to Kennedy Agyapong. Then he tells Kennedy, oh, these are the things we do, these are some of the things we do. Kennedy is buoyed in his anger and decides that he's going to spend his own money to show a film that the guy gave him of how Anas prepares for his documentaries. So he goes ahead to show it. He called it Who Watches the Watchman. Upon the video being shown across the country, many people get a very different view of Anas. At that time, we took upon ourselves to investigate Anas's social media page. And we saw the significant drop in posts that Anas was making after Kennedy Agyapong began to show it. And we compared with other people, and they all came to the same conclusion. Anas got worried that the Kennedy Agyapong thing may be affecting his image. It was going international, it was going local, it was going everywhere. And people who were normal people, the unsuspecting public, were beginning to see that maybe there's some truth in what Kennedy is saying. So they began to pay little attention to Anas. Anas Arimeyao, feeling that problem, then files a writ at the High Court in defamation that Kennedy has defamed him based on the film Who Watches the Watchman. Kennedy shows up in court. You heard him saying that he won't go to court if Anas won't take off his face, blah, blah, blah. Kennedy shows up in court, and then the judge rules. And the judge makes Anas. When Anas files the writ in court, Kennedy then decides to go for the defense of justification. So if you tell me that I'm ready, okay, maybe if I roll it will come. Okay, so this one. No, okay. Anas contended that the judge displayed bias against the loyalists. Okay, well, let me do that. Anas contended that first, and then I'll come to this one. So just bring me that one so that people can follow properly. Anas contended that, yes, correct. It says Mr. Anas contended that this judge displayed bias against him and unfairly criticized his investigative methods, made pronouncements without any evidence backing same from the case before him. Mr. Ken Agyapong countered, asserting that any party to a suit could petition the blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is the main thing. Anas contended